So we're going to try adding flow to an existing project today. Small amount of background. We're going to be looking at this React Native Editor project. It's sitting on GitHub, so if you wanted to go and take a look at it, I just committed it and pushed it up. And I have sort of not looked at it recently. I know that some of it's a bit of a mess. I want to start cleaning it up, and I think a good way to do that is to start adding some flow annotations. Some of this stuff is going to look a little gross, but I think it should be pretty easy to do, and hopefully I'll be able to run through most of it over the course of this series of videos. What we're going to start with is estimation. I think a good way to break down estimations is that we're going to look into files, the number of methods, React components, which includes props, state, default props. Can we come up with a good estimate for how long this is going to take? You want to be within an order of magnitude. This could take 3 or 4 hours. This could take 1 hour. I want to estimate before I try it. So let's just take a look at some of these files. Here we have a buffer file. I've got some functions here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I've got a component. The thinking, right or wrong here, was that I was trying to extract some of the more logical operations as individual methods from the main component, which is more responsible for display. I hadn't done much work to extract this logic as something like Redux. I don't think I'm going to go with Redux in the long run, but that was the approach. And that component has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 prop types. It has 3 default props. So this isn't state. This is just a property. Basically, it's a processed value that's derived directly from props. So it's not like internal state. It's just a convenience thing that prevents me from having to run this method over and over again every time I render. Nine plus 3. And then the 5 methods. Let's look at the arguments. 6 arguments, 4 arguments, 3 arguments, 1 argument. I'm missing something. This one down here. So I think a good way to estimate this is assuming 1 minute apiece. This is going to be a total of 16 plus 12 is 28. So I'm going to say this is going to roughly take me, if I assume 1 minute apiece, I think that's too small, 2 minutes apiece for every argument. I'm going to guess this is going to take me 1 hour. That feels like it's probably going to be something around right. So I feel kind of okay about that. So let's go on to the next one. The buffer line. Okay, same thing here. This is 1 line out of the buffer. Copy pasta, baby. How many methods? 1, 2, 3, 4. There's 4 methods. There's 1 component, and that 1 component has 7 props. 1, 2, 3, 8, 9, 10. I'm not going to separate that out anymore. 12, 16. If I stick to my estimation where it's going to be 2 minutes a piece, it's going to be roughly 30 minutes. Button. 1 method, 1 component. 2 props. So we are counting default props as separately, so we're going to go ahead and say 2 and 2. 1 param, quarter hour. And let's say that's going to be the smallest possible unit. Constants. I'm just going to say a quarter hour. This should all be done automatically by Flow. Control bar. This is a bit of a mess. No functions. These props in here. So it's 1, 2, 10, 11, 12. I'm going to say 12. Yeah, I'm going to say 13. The 2 13s is for actions. 13 plus 13, so that's 26. So this is going to take me roughly an hour. Editable line. It's going to be 9 total. Quarter hour then. I'm glad I explained all that math to you guys because it's super complicated. So 5 methods have 13 parameters, 7, 8, 9. There's 9 already, so it looks like it's going to be 3/4 of an hour. I do think that that's too low. Index isn't going to really do anything, so I'm just going to say index is going to be 1/4 hour. I'll show you the index right now. All it's doing is importing the editor. It already has flow on it, so we're already done. Hooray! Okay, the text file. This is a text editor, so when you make changes, these utility functions are basically used to keep track of the changes. And it's supposed to allow you to go forward and backward in time, and allows you to do more complicated commands like replace all the words or replace just one word in a range, and that type of utility. So 5 methods. All right, there's actually 7 methods, and there's 20 parameters. Again, it's 45 minutes to do the annotations. Text input bar, 4 prompts. I'm going to say it's 1/4 hour. Method and component. Total 5.25 hours. Let's do a different estimation method. Let's just count the number of lines of code. 261. We're not even worried about whether it's white space or not. Prettier actually takes care of all that now, so I don't think there's going to be too much white space. It should be a regular amount in each file. 266, 43, 18, 139, 82, 503, 5, 95, 53. 1,463. I don't even know what the constant should be to multiply this again. 463 times, to do 20 lines of code, I bet you it'll take me 5 minutes. Divided by 20 equals that, times 5 equals that, divided by 60, 6 hours. Okay. 6.1. All right, these actually are in pretty good agreement. So this is going to take me 6 hours to do this entire project with Flow. Let's see if it ends up going faster than that. I won't make this the 6-hour video. Next, we'll come back and we'll start annotating our first file then.